All right, let's dive right in. This time, we're taking a deep dive into the 2025 British and Irish Lions Tour of Australia. And wow, you've given us some incredible source material.
Yeah, it's a Sky Sports article. Looks like it has the full schedule, plus a bit of historical context. Great stuff.
Yeah, a perfect jumping off point for our deep dive. Now, for anyone listening who might not be super familiar with what a Lions Tour actually is, you can think of it like this.
Oh, this is going to be good.
The absolute best players from England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales all come together, like combine their powers to form this like mega rugby team.
A true powerhouse, yeah. Unlike anything else in rugby, really. And this time around, they're heading down under.
To Australia to try and, well, conquer Australia on their home turf.
Exactly. It's not going to be easy.
It's really not. And the schedule, it's intense. They'll be facing like a gauntlet of opponents across Australia.
Not just the national team, but they'll kick things off with a warm-up against the Western Force in Perth. June 28th. Mark your calendars.
Then it's the Queensland Reds in Brisbane, the Waratahs in Sydney, then the Brumbies in Canberra. And get this, a combined Australia A&D New Zealand Invitational side in Adelaide.
Yeah, talk about a trial by fire. This is where they'll really get tested before those test matches.
Oh, absolutely. It's all building up to the main event. 3 test matches against the Wallabies, culminating in a final showdown.
At Sydney's Accor Stadium, August 2nd.
It's going to be epic. Especially when you consider, I mean, the Lions' last tour to Australia back in 2013.
They pulled off a dramatic 2-1 series win. Remember that final test? One for the history books.
So the big question is, can they do it again in 2025? What do you think? What are the key factors at play here? I mean, this tour, it has its own unique challenges, its own opportunities.
Well, one thing that immediately jumps out at me is Andy Farrell. He's the head coach this time around. And this isn't just any coach, right? This is
Andy Farrell.
This is a guy who brings a wealth of experience to the table, a proven track record, too.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he's already been a part of successful Lions tours. He was the defense coach in 2013 and 2017. But his work with the Irish national team, that's got everyone talking.
Absolutely. It's been remarkable. Under his leadership, Ireland achieved a Grand Slam, a Triple Crown, and victories over every single Tier 1 side.
Well, wait, so that's like basically every major rugby-playing nation in the world.
You got it.
It's incredible. I mean, I've seen firsthand how his coaching has transformed Ireland into a powerhouse. But the question is, can he replicate that success with the Lions? I mean, this is a squad made up of players from 4 different nations, each with their own style and approach.
It's the million-dollar question, isn't it? How do you blend all those individual talents and national styles into one cohesive unit? It'll be fascinating to see how he does it.
Totally. And, speaking of unique elements to this tour, the Lions are actually playing a pre-tour match in Dublin.
Against Argentina.
Which has never been done before in Lions history.
First time ever.
Yeah. Ben Calvley, the Lions CEO, called it the perfect send-off. I'm curious to get your take on it.
Well, it's definitely an interesting move. I mean, for the first time ever, the Lions will be playing on Irish soil. It's a chance for them to connect with those Irish fans on like a whole other level. Plus, it gives them some valuable game time before heading down under and facing the intensity of those Australian crowds.
Oh, and let's not forget about Argentina.
Oh, right. They are not a team to be taken lightly, consistently ranked among the top teams in the world.
Yeah, this is not just a friendly, it's a real test, a real challenge.
Exactly. I'm really curious to see how the Lions approach this match, especially with Andy Farrell at the helm. I think it could give us some valuable insights into his game plan, the style of rugby he intends to play.
And speaking of Farrell's game plan, what stands out to you in terms of his potential influence? How do you think his approach, which has been so successful with Ireland, with their more free-flowing style, how will that translate to the Lions?
Yeah.
Especially considering their history of a more power-based game.
Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? It's a fascinating dynamic. You've got Farrell, known for, that fast-paced attacking style he's brought to Ireland.
Right.
And then you've got the Lions, often relying on, their powerful forward pack, a more structured approach.
Yeah.
And then you throw the Wallabies into the mix.
Oh, yeah.
Who traditionally are all about that in-your-face physical rugby.
It's like a rock, paper, scissors scenario almost.
Right.
Where each style has the potential to totally counter the other.
Exactly. And that's what makes this tour so intriguing. It's not just about who has the best players on paper. It's about how those players adapt, adjust their game plan to counter, the opposition's strengths. Looking back at that 2013 tour, the
Right.
source material you provided,
Yeah.
what kind of insights do you think we can take away from that experience?
Well, in 2013, the Lions, they definitely relied on their strong set-piece play
Right.
and a powerful forward pack. That's how they gained that advantage.
Yeah.
But they also had these flashes of brilliance in the back line, with players like George North, Jonathan Sexton,
Oh, yeah.
guys who could just create something out of nothing.
That's a good point. It really highlights the need for balance. The Lions can't just rely on brute force.
Right.
They need to be adaptable, be able to play, smart, expansive rugby when the opportunity arises.
And that's where I think Farrell's influence could be so crucial. He's not afraid to let his players express themselves, take risks, play with flair.
Right.
But the key will be, finding that balance between that attacking freedom and those traditional Lions strengths.
Absolutely. Maximizing their potential, but also respecting the challenges those Wallabies will bring. And speaking of challenges, let's look at some of the key matchups the Lions will face during the tour. I mean, that opening match against the Western Force in Perth
Yeah, the Western Force.
might seem like a straightforward warm-up, but it's more than just the chance to shake off the jet lag, don't you think?
Oh, for sure. The Western Force, they might not be a top-tier Australian team on paper,
Right.
but they'll be playing with immense pride, especially against the Lions. They'll want to prove themselves, make a statement.
It's that classic David versus Goliath scenario, and we all know how those can sometimes play out.
Totally. And then you move on to the Queensland Reds, the Waratahs, the Brumbies.
All teams with their own unique strengths and playing styles. Each match, it presents a different challenge, a
Yeah.
chance for the Lions to really assess their own strengths, their own weaknesses.
Such a series of stepping stones, each one preparing them for that ultimate test. The test series against the Wallabies.
Exactly. But amidst all this talk about tactics and matchups, there's something else about this tour that I find really interesting. That pre-tour match against Argentina in Dublin.
Yeah.
I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the significance of that match for both the team and the fans.
Okay, yeah.
What do you think?
I think it's brilliant. Strategically, Andy, symbolically.
Sure.
The team. It's a chance to, come together, gel as a unit, fine-tune that game plan in a familiar environment.
Yeah.
But it's also a chance for the Irish fans, especially, to rally behind the Lions, show their support before the team heads off on this long journey.
It's almost like a farewell party,
Yeah.
but with a competitive edge.
Totally. It's honoring that Lions heritage.
Yeah.
But also embracing a new era at the same time.
Right. And speaking of a new era, let's dig a bit deeper into Andy Farrell's potential influence on the team's style of play. What kind of insights can you share based on, his time with Ireland?
Okay, so one thing that immediately stands out with Farrell is his emphasis on attacking rugby. He wants his players to keep the ball moving, find space, create try-scoring opportunities.
He is not afraid to throw the ball around,
No,
take some risks.
which is quite a contrast to the more conservative territory-based approach that the Lions have sometimes favored in the past.
Yeah.
Do you think this shift in style could catch the Wallabies off guard?
It's definitely possible. The Wallabies, they're known for their strong defense,
Yeah.
but they may not be prepared for the speed, the fluidity of, a Farrell-coached Lions team.
Right.
However, it's important to remember that the Wallabies, they have their own attacking threats too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. They've got some incredibly talented players in their back line, guys capable of tearing apart any defense. So it's going to be this fascinating clash of styles with both teams looking to play attacking rugby.
Yeah.
The question is, whose attack will be more potent?
That's the exciting part. I mean, we're talking about two teams with, a rich history of rugby excellence, both determined to prove themselves on the world stage. And with Andy Farrell leading the Lions, I think we can expect a team that's, unpredictable and dangerous.
Absolutely. And it's not just about the test matches either. The Lions tour, it's about more than winning or losing.
Right.
It's about the spirit of rugby, the camaraderie, the sportsmanship. It's a chance for fans from all over the world to come together and celebrate this game we love.
Well said. And this particular tour, with its unique blend of history, rivalry, and innovation, well, it's shaping up to be a truly memorable one.
For sure. From that opening match against the Western Force all the way to the final test in Sydney, we're in for a treat. And who knows, maybe we'll see history being made.
It's certainly a possibility. That's the beauty of a Lions tour, isn't it? Always full of surprises. Always leaves you wanting more.
Speaking of surprises, I keep coming back to that that pre-tour match against Argentina in Dublin. What kind of message do you think that sends to the Wallabies?
I think it sends a very clear message. The Lions are here to play, and they're not afraid of anyone. They're not content with just beating the Australian provincial sides. They want to test themselves against the best in the world.
It's a bold statement.
Mhm.
It definitely sets the stage for a thrilling encounter.
Indeed. It also highlights the importance of those Irish fans in this Lions journey. They'll be roaring their support in Dublin, and that energy, it'll surely carry over to Australia.
It's a reminder that a Lions tour, it's not just about the players on the field, it's about the fans, the history, and that shared passion for the game.
Absolutely. It's a cultural phenomenon, a celebration of rugby, an experience that'll stay with everyone involved for a lifetime.
And with Andy Farrell at the helm, guiding this talented group of players, who knows what kind of legacy they might create.
It really is. It's exciting to think about. We could be, witnessing a new chapter in Lions rugby.
Yeah, it does feel that way. And amidst all this talk about like attacking rugby and these historical firsts, there's a question that I keep coming back to. Something that ties back to your expertise and all the source material you've reviewed.
I'm intrigued. Go on.
Well, we've talked a lot about Farrell's attacking style and how that might clash with the Wallabies' more traditional physicality.
Right.
But if we dig a little deeper into that Sky Sports article, and your own analysis, what are some like specific tactical adjustments that the Lions might need to make to actually succeed against Australia? I mean, it's one thing to say, clash of styles, but what does that actually look like on the field?
That's a great question. One area that immediately comes to mind is the breakdown. Australia, they pride themselves on a strong defensive line and aggressive rucking.
Right.
If the Lions get bogged down in slow ball, then, Farrell's attacking flair won't really matter.
So are you saying that we should be watching the Lions back row selections, looking for guys known for their speed and ability to like clear out those rucks quickly?
Exactly. Keep an eye out for names like Josh Vanderflyer or Tom Curry. They're essential for that fast-paced game that Farrell likes to play.
Makes sense.
Another area to watch is the kicking game. The Wallabies, they often use tactical kicking to, pin opponents deep in their own half.
Oh, the classic territorial battle.
Exactly.
So does that mean that the Lions need a fly half who can, not only distribute the ball well, but also make those strategic kicks to gain territory?
Precisely. Someone like Finn Russell or Marcus Smith, players who can both create attacking opportunities and manage the field position.
Right.
And let's not forget about the Wallabies' own attacking threats. They have some real speedsters in their back line.
So even though we're talking about the Lions needing to attack, their defense has to be rock solid as well.
Absolutely. The Lions' defensive organization will be absolutely crucial. Farrell is known for his emphasis on a strong, aggressive defense, but they'll need to be disciplined and adaptable to counter the Wallabies' speed and skill.
You've given us a lot to think about. It's clear this Lions tour, it's more than just a series of rugby matches. It's like a tactical chess match, a clash of cultures, a test of both, like physical A&D mental resilience.
Couldn't agree more. And I think it's important to remember that, for all the talk of tactics and analysis, the Lions tour is also about something much bigger.
Oh, what do you mean?
It's about the spirit of rugby. It's about the friendships that are forged, the memories that are made, and that shared passion for this incredible game. It's about four nations coming together to represent something greater than themselves.
Beautifully put. And I think that's what makes this Lions tour so special. It's not just about winning or losing. It's about the journey, the challenges, the triumphs that come with representing the Lions.
Exactly. And for the fans, it's an opportunity to, witness history in the making, to be a part of something truly extraordinary.
So to our listener, we leave you with this final thought. As you follow this Lions tour, as you watch the matches, as you analyze the tactics and the performances, remember to savor the experience. Remember to appreciate the skill, the passion, the sportsmanship on display. Because this is more than just a rugby tour. This is a celebration of the human spirit.
It's a reminder that even in the heat of competition, there is always room for respect, camaraderie, and the pursuit of excellence.
Well said. And with that, we conclude our deep dive into the 2025 British and Irish Lions Tour of Australia. We hope you've enjoyed the journey, and we can't wait to see what unfolds on the pitch.